everybody, and welcome to our second steering group presentation. And this time we're going to be learning all about Sustainable Development Goal 12. Remember, just for ease, we're going to just call them the global goals. So when Astrid visited us and gave us our silver award, one of our actions was to learn about the global goals. Now you'll remember that the steering group have already taught you about Global Goal 1. So here we go with the steering group and Emma teaching us all about Global Goal 12. Take it away, steering group.
Hello everybody, a warm welcome to our second virtual steering group meeting. It's all very different, isn't it? However, we're going to be talking about Global Goal 12 today, which was selected by Sarvesh. Thank you, Sarvesh. This is a really important goal and really interests me on how we can try and make things better for our planet. And as you know, people that work with me or know me quite well know I'm really hot on reusing, recycling and consumption and sustainability. I think it's really important and we need to try and protect our planet for our future and our future generation. I'm just going to read you a really good statement off the website about Global Goal 12, which is talks about what I've just been mentioning, and then just a couple of the pointers on Global Goal 12 and what we can do to try and help really. Our planet has provided us with an ambience of natural resources, but we have not utilised them responsibly and currently consume far beyond what our planet can provide. We must learn how to use and produce in sustainable ways that will reverse the harm that we have inflicted on our planet. So if we could all have a little think about that and what that might mean. So put it in simpler terms, we're using far too much food, we're using far too much water, we're throwing away billions and billions of pounds worth of food every week and every month when lots and lots of people do not have food and are starving and live in poverty. So we need to try and change this, but we can only change it in a global way. I'm just going to scroll down my screen and just mention a couple of the targets that Global Goal 12 talks about. And this is a really good one, which I've been talking about for the last week or so, and really trying to achieve this in my household. So it's target 12.3, and it's to halve global food waste. So by 2030, we need to halve the global food waste at the retail and consumer levels and reduce food losses along production and supply chains, including post-harvest losses. So we really need to, that's not just us as a household, but I think that's a really important one. And also this one as well, you can read all of these on the website under the global goals. They're for anybody to read, okay? But this is also a good one that we can do at home a lot, all the time. And it talks about how we can reuse, okay, and recycle. So by 2030 again, okay, it's 12.5, substantially reduce waste regeneration through prevention, okay, reduction, recycling and reusing. Okay, so have a little think how you can try and do that at home by reducing your waste, okay, recycling everything that you can, so wash out everything you can and recycle it, and reuse your items, reuse clothes, okay, you can donate them or reuse them, make them into something else, let other people use them after yourselves if they're okay. And yes, have a little think about those two. There's lots and lots of things to read on the website, but it's far too much to go through. But have a little think about that today. It's been nice talking to you again, and we'll see you again on our next virtual steering group. Goodbye.
For global goal 12, we can recycle and reuse the things that we don't need to throw them away.
We have a fantastic artistic contribution from Ed here in the steering group. Ed has put together so many pictures with really meaningful words, and I know Ed worked very, very hard on this. So I'm going to read out the words to you while you look at the pictures as well. People are suffering while we throw away so much because we buy much more than we need. Think about what you buy. Do you really need it? Think, please. That's a very, very powerful message there, Ed. Thank you for that amazing contribution. And this contribution came from Dylan in the steering group. And you can see this on the video now, and it's fantastic. How not to waste food. So Dylan's got some lovely ideas here. Make a shopping list. Do you know, if you don't make a shopping list, you end up buying all sorts of extra things that you fancy, especially maybe if you're feeling a bit hungry, and then you actually don't need them. And I love this idea. Both Evan and Dylan have mentioned this, buying wonky vegetables. Our vegetables don't need to look perfect, do they? And they still taste just as good. Giving your waste food to pig farmers. That's a new one on me, Dylan. That's a brilliant idea. And we can use waste food to create electricity. Okay. Shops that have food that is about to go out of date can donate it to food banks. That is a brilliant idea. And we have introduced the idea of using the app Too Good to Throw. And when you cook, your leftovers, when you cook and you have leftovers, you can give some to the homeless. What a fantastic idea. Or maybe even use them yourself the next day for another meal, Dylan. Okay. And Dylan says by doing all of these, it will cut down on landfill, which will also help the environment. So that's fantastic, Dylan. Thank you so much for that contribution. Now, Evan, as you can see on the screen, has done a fantastic presentation on Global Goal 12. And we've got a lovely title page with us, a lot of hand holding the world. I think that's beautiful. With the heading Responsible Consumption and Production. Now, we'll link this to the YouTube video below because there is a lot of reading in this. Thank you, Evan. You've worked very, very hard on this. So he's done some did you knows with some super pictures. Did you know 1/3 of all the food produced in the world is wasted every year? That's awful, isn't it? Did you know less than 3% of all the water in the world is fresh? That makes me realise how very, very lucky I am to be able to drink fresh water. Did you know 1 billion people in the world are hungry every day? And when we're thinking about these global goals, we're not just thinking abroad, guys, we are thinking this country as well. Did you know people pollute water faster than nature can clean it in rivers and lakes? And there's a shocking picture there of a beautiful lake in beautiful countryside just filled with rubbish. But then what I like is Evan has took a really positive spin on this, and he's told us how we can help both at home and at school. So there's loads of ideas there. So for example, at home, we can reduce food waste. We can make a shopping list. And that's just like what Dylan said, isn't it? That's fantastic. Along with buying wonky fruit. We can recycle our waste food by making compost. And we can walk places, can't we? Or ride our bike instead of going on the bus or the train. And that will lessen pollution. And we can have a shower instead of a bath because it uses less water. Now at school, we can make some compost at school with our scrap fruit and vegetables. We could grow our own fruit and vegetables at school. I'm sure Sue would love that idea, Evan. We can have a litter picking team. Oh yes, I think that would be great. An eco team for Article 24. That would be fantastic. And that's what Amy's class were doing, weren't they? They were collecting all our recycling. So that's fantastic. We can check that school have got energy saving light bulbs, and we can think of a local charity that we would like to support. Oh, I love this, what Evan has said. Remember, your voice matters. Now, when we think about charities and fundraising, Astrid said to me, it's not just about raising money, it's about raising awareness and raising your voice. So, Evan, you remembered what Astrid said there. You know how important it is to raise your voice. So, have a look at this link that Evan has shared on YouTube, and it's all ideas about what we can do to help. And obviously share any of your ideas on Class Dojo. But Evan, thank you for that incredible presentation. And here we have a presentation from one of our steering group, all about how to recycle at school. We will attach this presentation so you can read it in more details onto the YouTube video. But here it is in a nutshell. There's a lovely cartoon to the left. This young man is telling us to reduce our paper use. It's such a good idea to keep a scrap paper tray in each classroom and make sure both sides of the paper are used. I see this so often where only a small piece of paper is used and then it's thrown away. As a school, we can work out how much material we need in advance and how much material we will produce, and that helps us to plan the size of the bins we need, which is a really good idea. We need to really monitor our litter and our waste, and I think we really need an eco team, don't we, to keep picking up that litter and to keep our environment litter and waste free. Another good idea here, don't just bring a different plastic cup or plastic bottle every day. Buy a long-term use plastic bottle that you can bring into school. Use it that day, take it home, get it washed and use it again the next day. Okay, now we could also make super quality compost from our fruit waste and our tea bags. I'm sure Sue would be interested in that, and that would keep all our plants growing beautifully. So thank you for that contribution. And we have this wonderful contribution from Jason in the steering group. Jason said, if you use a bike or walk to school, this could change the world forever because it can help with pollution and it can help with other people's lives. There are 4.6 million people dying each day, and that's all because of pollution. And Jason quite rightly says, if we can all come together and make the world a better place for the next generation, that would be so much help. Thank you for that very, very profound comment, Jason.